Flora Salonik grew up in one of Tanzania's busiest cities, Arusha. She has a university education and speaks 4 languages. These days she depends on the earth for her livelihood. Flora's life changed because she fell in love with a man from the Dorobo people.
About 10 years ago, I met this man. We fell in love and got married. We met in Tana, got talking, and started dating.
After they were married, her husband Ashiro brought Flora to the tiny village of Kijungu on Tanzania's South Maasai steppe. A 4-day journey on foot from Arusha, it's one of the most remote places in Tanzania. Flora's family knew that she was leaving the comforts of the city for a world without electricity or almost any modern conveniences. A world where it takes a 40-minute walk just to get water. Unlike some Dorobo people, Flora and Lashiro raise cattle and grow crops to feed their family. The Dorobo are one of the few hunter-gatherer societies left in East Africa. The Dorobo lifestyle means that Lashiro often spends long periods away from home while hunting. Flora is often left to care for their 3 children, their farm, and their home by herself. She gave up everything for Lashiro, and now she hardly sees him. Flora sometimes dreams of returning to the city.
Sometimes I pack my stuff, ready to go back to Arusha. But I have children, so I can't go home.
Many years have gone by since Flora moved to the village. There's no telephone or postal delivery, so she hasn't been able to communicate with her family since she came. It's difficult to stop thinking about the past. Sometimes she thinks about the way her life could have been. She also thinks about what she would have done in the city. But what can she do now? She can take her children to live in the city and leave Lashiro in the village, or she can forget about her old life. Her husband knows nothing about the difficult choice that his wife must make. Flora feels restless and decides to visit her hometown of Arusha. She begins the 4-day walk early the next morning, but doesn't dare to look back at her children. It's painful for her to leave them, but her neighbors will take care of them while she figures out their future. Arusha is the center of Tanzania's tourist and safari business. This is where Flora was born, attended school, had her first job, and met her first boyfriend. Since she's been away for so long, the busy streets are unfamiliar to Flora. They're so different from Kijungu. As she walks towards her childhood home, Flora isn't certain if her mother still lives in the same house, or even if she's still alive. As she nears the house where she once lived, a few of the neighbors stop and stare. It's an emotional reunion.
It's about 11 years since we saw each other. We didn't fight. We didn't have any rows. She just left home. I am very happy to see her again. I don't want her to go back too soon. But if there is no choice, she will have to go. Because she has children, and her husband is waiting for her there.
Flora tries to relate to the person that she used to be. As she sits in the school that she went to as a girl, she wonders, should she bring her children to Arusha or return to her life in Kijungu? Whatever she decides, something will be lost. Finally, Flora makes her decision. She goes back to Kijungu.
I really want to come back to Kijungu. I feel Dorobo. My sisters didn't understand how I can live here. There's no transport, no hospitals, but I am happy here. Because of the land, I want to live here. because this is my life. People say it is a hard place to live, but my home is here.
Choosing between a new family and the old is never easy, but it seems that this woman has made her choice at last.